Today we are going to be pivoting. We're going to be talking about welcome. Today we are going to be pivoting. We're going to be talking about everything you need to know about putting together a winning profile on Twitter. This is going to be all about optimizing our digital real estate. Over the past 2 days, I've been enjoying getting to know you better, getting to know what your goals are, what your dreams are, what your aspirations are. Well, today we're going to start putting together all the building blocks, and it all starts with your Twitter profile. Let's get right into it. Warning, even before we begin, I need you, if you've never seen this module from the course Create 24/7, go to the personal branding feedback room on the Discord server and watch the video that is pinned in that room from the course Create 24/7. It's called Building a Winning Profile. What we're going to do today is more like a junior, senior level course. So if you've never gone through Create, that's more like a freshman level. It's going to be covering the basics, the fundamentals, all that you need to know before we get into what we're going to be talking about today, because we're going to apply what we learned from the course Create to Create, Publish, Profit. So go there, watch that video first, and then join us. Okay, hopefully you watched that. No cheating. All right, let's talk about the first thing. And the first thing is you need to make a mindset shift. Society is so good at convincing people to become a consumer. That's how society thrives. That's how it's built. But that is not good for making it on social media. That type of person has a hard time making it on Twitter because they don't actually do anything for people. They don't really produce anything of value. They just consume. So if you want to start learning how to make it on Twitter, you need to shift that mindset into earning people's business. Let's talk about this for a second. None of us in CPB endorse any kind of strategies such as follow for follow, bot buying. Some people, yes, buy follows. I know this is like absolutely outrageous, but the strategy we employ in CPB is one of earning people's business at all times. We take this very seriously, and it's the backbone of CPP philosophy. If you want to build a real business, you need to be building real fans, true fans, people who are actually interested in what you do, and you can't build anything seriously without earning followers. I'll say this many times. The reason why someone follows you matters. It's important, and you need to start installing the creator's mindset. All right, AOP. So how do I get people to click that follow button? How do I earn these followers? Well, I'll just give you a few tidbits to think about right now. Number one, you need to aim for your brand to be understood above all. When somebody comes to your page, they need to know what you do. Number two, you need to hit them right in the face with what you're going to do for them. It needs to have your page needs to have an obvious perceived value on what you can accomplish for somebody who's going to give you a follower. Number three, and this is what will make a Twitter account great, your brand needs to have an unique angle. It's like a secret sauce. So many of the great Twitter accounts are out there are the ones you listed on day one. Think about all those ones that you listed on our first lesson in that chat. They're the ones that have a unique angle. They're the ones that you think about throughout the day, because there's something out there that these great accounts tweet that you think about, that you continually think about, and it's all about that unique angle. All right, so we mentioned this in the freshman level video from Create 24/7, Building a Winning Profile, the 5 key elements of your brand on Twitter. You're going to use all of those 5 criteria. I'm about to take a look at some of the best accounts out there that do this, that employ these, and the best transformations I've seen in CPP. And we're going to grade everybody based off of what their profile picture, their banner, their bio, their CTA, and their content do for them. So 5 key elements of your brand. That profile picture needs to catch people's attention. You need to be using high definition pictures for everything. And it needs to be a recognizable person if you're going to be an anonymous account. All right. So if you're using your personal brand, make sure you've got a high quality profile picture. Doesn't look like a selfie that you took on the way to go get gasoline. All right. If you're being an anonymous brand, pick somebody that people know. It needs to get people's attention. That's your goal. Your banner is going to be who you are. Does this banner add to your brand? Is it clearly understood who you are, what you're going to be able to do for people? Number 3 is your bio. The bio is the why. It defines who you are. It validates who you are. It seals the deal. Think about the type of person who's going to be reading your bio in the first place. It's somebody who saw your name or your content and your banner, and they still haven't decided whether or not they're going to give you that follow. They're on the fence. That's where you seal the deal with the bio. Number 4 is your CTA, your call to action. You do not need to have this right now, and you don't need to have this figured out yet. But ultimately, you want to use your page as a funnel somewhere else, and you need to define where do you want people to go. The last part of your brand is your content. This is the biggest part of your brand. It's what you're doing. And when we're going to take a look at these profiles, I want you to think about all of the audience's journey the entire way with your profile. I'll encourage you to even set up an alt account where you do mock-ups on any profile pictures and banners to just catch the aesthetics of it all, see how it all ties together on the phone. You want to think about everything from the audience's journey because you're in the business of earning your audience's follows. All right. Before I go on, one last thing I want to say. You have 8 seconds to convert somebody into a follower. If they come to your page, they don't understand what's going on or what you do for them, they are going to leave. All right. I'm going to take a look at a few of the great profiles that I have seen out there on the Twitter timeline who have been associated with Create, Publish, Profit at some point. Here's 2 profiles that are built for growth. Now, there's 2 ways to build your profiles together, either for growth or for sales. And these profiles are built more to rack up lots of followers. Now, if you're in the early stages of Twitter, this is how you need to position yourself. All right, so we have the cost of glory. So if you're on the Twitter profile, you see the cost of glory, at cost of glory, and you see this profile picture, I'm sure you can already start to imagine what they're going to tweet about. Same thing with Save Your Sons. I like to make an imaginary box right here. Save Your Sons, at Save Your Sons. You have the 1950s Andy Griffith character. You see them. Save Your Sons. I already can predict what's going to be on his page and what he's going to tweet about. Same with Cost of Glory. He's going to be bringing the energy and the fire from the return. We're going to return back to the 3rd BC if I click on that page. And guess what happens? Boom. His profile does that as well. Now, Cost of Glory doesn't have any text in his banner. What he does is he teleports you to where he's going to take you. And it just all ties together. It's all aesthetic. Save Your Sons has Save Your Sons, taking back control of our families. It is so powerful. So you come there and you're like, oh, wow, this. I want to take back control of our families. I'm hitting that follow button. They don't even need to go on. They're like, I'm clicking that follow button. He has over 520 something thousand followers now. Cost of Glory is racked up something like 15,000 over the past month. I think a lot of it has to do with this bio, which is one of the best. Remember I said earlier, your bio defines who you are. Social proof validates who you are. Let's take a look at this. I quit academia to teach you what they should have taught you. How powerful is that? Catchy statement that gets your attention. I quit academia. I quit academia to teach you. Wow. Thank you. And he's going to teach you what they should have taught you. And you're like, oh, I should have been taught. That's just like, there's mystery there. Heroes, persuasion, tradition, energy from the past. This is exactly, he knows what his audience wants to read. So he puts that in his copy. Princeton PhD in classical literature. Now you're reading this and it's like, I need to follow this guy. I need to click follow because I am going to be missing out on a Princeton level education for free on Twitter. That's what that says to you. All right, so these are 2 accounts that grow a bit. Let's take a look at 2 accounts positioned for sales. And this is from a funnels perspective. Now, 99% of you aren't going to be in that sales category yet. I would suggest that you're more built towards growth using the lessons that we talked about in Create and from the lessons talked about on the 2 accounts. And we'll be talking a little bit more about that in a second. But if you're at that stage where you already have an audience and they're already engaged, let's talk about sales. And here's George 10. You can tell he employs a lot of some of the tactics that we've talked about. One, he's got that catchy profile picture. That gets your attention. And we can put this in the box. Grammar hippie, George 10. You already know, he looks like a copywriter. This man looks like a copywriter. If I were to imagine what a copywriter looks like, they would wear hats like that. You go to his banner, it says Copy Thinker, which starts to prime you to his branding. And you read that Grammar Hippie Copy Thinker use copy thinking to build 8.5 million store. What's he doing? He is he's validating who he is with his social proof. Another great bio right here. Use copy thinking to build $8.5 million store. Wrote 10 six-figure sales pages. Social proof, another social proof. Spent $10 million on Facebook ads. That's a flex. He is built on getting people to click that join the newsletter button. That's what he does. Mine is built as a funnel towards masterclass specifically. You come to my page, The Art of Purpose at Creation 247. You can kind of get a vibe for what he tweets about even before you go there. And then you're hit with the banner that it says, Masterclass, join the community, click link in bio. I'm looking for clicks to go right here. Now, you could say, AOP, I bet you would grow faster if I had a really cool aesthetic banner and left off this CTA, and you would be right. But our Twitter account already has 280-something thousand followers. Our focus and our primary goal is to get people converted into our masterclass community. All right, let's talk about what you need to do to start building your winning profile. And I want to talk about transformations. But before I do that, I need to give you a reminders. Everything you need to do, you need to start saving everything. These are 4 tips I have for you to get the most out of your transformation. Now, I saved everything. I save every single banner that I have ever used, every single bio and every single profile picture. Take a look at some of the banners that I've used. This is the first iteration of what I've used as a banner on Twitter. It's a mess. Create wealth, create beauty, create 24/7. And in here it says join the rebellion. You can hardly read it, okay? I wasn't really thinking about my audience's journey at the time. Wasn't quite there. And then we kind of like shifted by adding paintings, even though that text is hard to read. Leaned into the paintings and the statue angle, made that text a little bit easier to read. And then I was like, okay, you know what? We're just going to be funneling right towards that masterclass community. But save all of your banners. Take a look at my bios. Now, this is the first one. A millionaire educator helps you find ways to rebel against the shallow world. Aesthetics, art, finance, mindset, motivation. Yeah, I actually had that as emojis and the mindset and the motivation in my bio, which is... It's amazing how far we've come here, but the issue with this, and some of you might be like, well, what's wrong with that? The issue with it is you're just telling your audience what you do instead of showing them. And what's the difference is where we're at here is I am a millionaire educator that is turning Twitter into my personal art gallery. Tells you that we talk about aesthetics, art, finance, mindset, and motivation without saying it. All right, so the way that I've been able to evolve with my brand is we're constantly seeking criticism. So whenever I'm in a group chat or a community, I want other people to start giving me feedback from a critical standpoint. Like, I'll have people look at, Save Your Sons. We'll look at each other's profiles. We'll give each other criticism. We'll all be looking and giving each other feedback so that we can have the best experience for our audience and their audience's journey. So I suggest you do the same as well. Observe analytics when you have a profile change. Give it a few days. I understand Twitter nowadays is when you make a change, you might lose that blue check. So you might want to be careful with that. But once you get that blue check back and everything gets rolling again, observe your analytics. Give it some time and see what your audience is telling you about whether or not they enjoy your new branding. And then number 4, like a secret sauce, have the opposite sex evaluate your branding. If you just show your picture to a bunch of guys, they might be like, oh yeah, that's cool. But then somebody of the opposite sex may pick up on things that you might not have noticed. All right, let's take a look at some of the best CPP transformations that I have seen. Joe, the independent you, came to us. I believe this was back in December. And he came in. Profile picture. This is just not aesthetically a great profile picture. He had this banner, which is easy to read. That's good. I'll give it to him. But it was just a bunch of stock photos that he has right here. It's independent you, but nothing here was interesting. Nothing was from himself. It's just all stock stuff. So avoid those stock pictures And another part that I picked up on here is independent you is independent you handle, independent you name, independent you banner. It's just too vague, and I don't come here knowing exactly what I'm going to get. Okay? Now take a look at his new profile. And I think last time I looked, he has something like 44,000 followers. He's absolutely taken off. He's gone from 48 followers to 44,000. I need to put that in an email. It's an incredible transformation. So look at his profile picture. It's much more aesthetic. It's a more flattering picture. You go to his banner. This is an actual picture. I talked to him about this, that he took from New Zealand. He's from New Zealand, and he's putting his story into helping you live life on your terms. So, and the other thing that he did here was good is the independent you. That looks so much nicer and cleaner than the underscore. He has his name there to give it a little bit more personality. And I love this bio. I became a millionaire, lost it all, and became a millionaire again. I share everything I learned along the way to help you become financially free forever. That's what his audience wants. So he puts that last part there. This is another account that went through our cohort. One of our first cohorts was Coach Clint. Coach Clint came to us with 1,000 followers. I think he's got something like 300,000 followers now. He came to us with this profile. And this one's just hard on the eyes. This is I'm trying way too hard with stuff. He's got the fedora with the red eyes. Oh boy, Grow with Clint. And there's just so many pictures here. The pursuit of learning, personal growth, professional growth, financial growth. All of this to, when you read this bio, again, is just more stuff. It's just the emoji. Host, Pursue Learning Podcast, real estate investor, success coach, author. It's just too heavy-handed, and I still don't actually know what he does for us. And I think he's got a much more updated bio now, but this is where he left with us when he was done working with us in CPP. Much better profile picture, much better bio, banner. And I like his bio, writing about improving mindset, taking action, and growing wealth by sharing lessons from millionaire mentors and expert offers. You understand a lot more about what he's going to do for you. Take a look at a couple more recent transformations. This is Cost of Glory. Yeah, we just talked about him, and he's got one of the best profiles that's out there, 15,000 followers now. When he started working with us, he came to us, started working with us, and I was like, whoa, this is a real mess. We got on a call together, and I was talking about all the parts of his profile. This was his original profile picture, and some of you may have this. It's the I'm using a logo. No one cares. On Twitter, nobody cares. They care more about making connections with people and like what you can do for them. And it feels really like salesy. There's very rare that you don't see a picture of someone's face doing well on Twitter. It just feels more personal, and that's what people are here to do. So if you've got like the Cost of Glory with Alex, and I can't even read any of this because it's so small on the phone, this banner was okay, but it's all vague. Ancient life coach. I don't know what an ancient life coach is. And you take a look at how he's transformed his profile, there is a reason why he is attracting followers and earning people's followers. This is from a last cohort as well. Smoke Fat Saw. This is one of my favorite transformations. Smoke Fat Saw came into the game. This is one of the worst profile pictures I've ever seen. SFS. I have no clue what that is. If I were to see that on the timeline, I would have no idea with a cow. And then I go to his profile. All you need for great tasting. This is hard to read. He's not thinking of his audience journey and anywhere. Take a look at what he has now. He actually went from one of the worst profile pictures, I think, to one of the best. Look at that. He shows you. This is what it is. The showing you instead of telling. I see that. I think this is a grill man. He's got a smile on his face. He's cooking ribs. That looks like this man knows what he's doing. And it's a form of social proof of self with the profile pictures. A lot of fitness guys will take pictures without their shirt on. He's taking pictures with the meat. He's showing you what he does. And his text is much easier to read here. And he's got a catchy slogan, teaching you to make great tasting meat again. I love it. Griller in chief, backyard maestro, friendly neighborhood smoker. You get a vibe. His personality, giving you all the grilling and smoking tips and tricks to help you do the same. I should say do the same. All right, but Let's go. One more. And I want to mention him because he came to us, and a few of you may be out there. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just signed up for CPP because I heard it was cool. And I just want to do something. So we had Rizwani. He came in, I think, a couple CPPs ago. And he came here, nothing. And he had no idea what he's going to tweet about. And we gave him a lot of guidance here in these niche lessons and our live sessions. And this is what he walked out with, which is such a huge improvement. Wellness executive, coach, strong body. He's got a great profile picture here. He's looking the part. He's helping business executives get optimal health, and is very clear about what he's going to do and who he's tweeting for. So as I read his bio here, future-proofing myself by becoming mentally and physically aligned. I have no clue what any of that means. Ex-big corporate, no idea. That's not social proof. Started business in 6 countries and 4 continents. This is all just so vague. Now creating my equilibrium. No clue what any of that means. To tweets on optimizing your health. I teach executives and entrepreneurial fitness techniques to improve overall wellness. Multinational business leader. His look and what he has in his text here is his social proof, and it's very clear what he's going to do for you now. All right. So I've been chatting for a while, analyzing accounts with you. Now it's your turn to give your feedback. Today's assignment, I want you in the chat below, right below here. 1, I want you to find other accounts that you believe have great brands matching the criteria we've talked about today. Pick one profile that you love, explain why you love it, and analyze, break down like I've been doing what they do. I want to see all of these great brands that you love. Use this room to complete the assignment. I want to give you a reminder, on Saturday, we're going to be having a profile review session with Save Your Sons. Make sure you're adding these, and make sure you're going to the events portion, the events tab at the top left-hand side of our Discord server. Click on that events tab. Make sure you click interested, and you can add all of these to your calendar when you click on the 3 dots. I cannot wait. We're also going to have Monday and Tuesday submissions for edits. Danny Nas is going to be editing your profiles along with you, like he's going to make videos critiquing your profile. So let's get cracking. You can start making adjustments, and we will talk to you Saturday, and we'll be using Monday and Tuesday for edits. Have a great rest of your fantastic day. Let's hear about some brands that you love, and let's see some breakdowns.